video, we're going to create space in our spine as well as in our neck and shoulders. You may want to grab a couple blocks, or if you don't have yoga blocks, thick books or small throw pillows will do, as well as a strap if you have one, or a hand towel will work as well. By the end of this video, you should feel a lot more open in your back as well as any muscle tension released. Let's get started. Okay, let's get started. So first, what we're going to do is start in child's pose. So go ahead and come down, starting on your hands and knees, making your toes touch, bringing your knees apart, almost the width of the mat. You're going to sit back so that your hips sit back on your heels. And so then we're just going to reach forward. And by the way, you might want to keep a block nearby. If you're not very open and this just does not feel good and you're not able to let your chest sink down to the ground, go ahead, grab a block or maybe 2 blocks if you're really tight, and rest your forehead on the block as you reach forward. Remembering our breathing throughout this whole practice. Good. I'm going to remove the block to show those of you who you do not need it, just letting your chest sink further and further toward the earth. And maybe you start with a block and later you remove it. You should feel a nice release in your back in this pose. Relaxing your arms into the ground as well. Letting those hips sink toward your heels. We're breathing in and out our nose. Nice deep long breaths. Good. Just clearing our minds here, getting ready to open up our back, shoulder, and neck. Seeing what we're capable of today. Maybe we will surprise ourselves. Gently reaching up to the right, starting to warm up that left side. If you need to take the block with you to rest your forehead, please go ahead and do that. We'll do a couple breaths here. Breathing into that left side. And then let's walk to the left side. Again, taking the block with you if you need it. I'll show you what that looks like here. Just resting your forehead on the block, making sure your neck and your spine are aligned as you do this. Should feel a nice opening on the right side now. So many of us carry tension in our backs and our necks, and a lot of the times the shoulders too, and since they're all connected, it makes sense that one will affect the other at some point. So I'm just going to open up, give our back some love. Good. Okay. Keeping the block nearby if you need it. Coming back to center, you can bring your knees in so that they're together. And then what we're going to do is we're going to send our hips up into the air as we reach forward. Now again, this is puppy pose. So I'm going to back up a little bit so you can see better. Now you might want the block for this. You're just going to reach forward and you can rest your forehead once again. Thinking about sinking that chest toward the ground. Again, we're face down to the ground. We don't want to crick our neck necessarily in this. So I'm going to show you what it looks like without the block. Coming forward, Resting your forehead right here, making sure our hips are directly over our knees. You don't want to do this. You want to rest your forehead, keeping that neck and your spine elongated, keeping your belly in to protect the back. And sinking that chest forward, down toward the ground if you can. It just opens up the shoulders a bit more. A couple more breaths here. Good. Gently walking up into tabletop. So again, our knees are directly under our hips, our wrists are directly under our shoulders, and just start to move your hips. I like to do this in restorative yoga. Just start to wake up that back. Get the spinal fluid moving. Do some circles with your hips and your back if you need to. Switching directions. Just start to get it moving. Do what feels right for you. Doesn't have to look exactly like what I do. Just make it your own. This is your practice. Breathing, good. Now, taking your right hand, reaching it up, 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 up. And then what you're going to do is see if you can make it go behind your back, maybe to your left hip. Now, you can grab your shirt. If that's too much, you can do it here, or you can just keep reaching. That's a nice twist in itself. So it's up to you. It depends on how open you are. Think about opening that chest toward the sky. You can look up if it feels better to look down. Go ahead and do that. Good. You should feel your upper back starting to open a bit, probably your right shoulder as well. Inhale up. And exhale back down. Good. All right, let's do the other side. So reaching up. Reach, 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 and then if you want to, bring it around. Maybe you grab your shirt, maybe you come down to that hip. Whatever feels good for that left shoulder. Breathing. Or you can keep it up here. Good. I'm trying to do 5 breaths, 5 nice long breaths in each pose. Gently relax. Okay, coming back into a child's pose just for a moment. We're seeing that forehead, feeling that release. Good. Okay, now coming up. Now you can come into a comfortable seated position. Hello, Milo. So whatever that looks like for you, if that means putting a block under your bum so that you're a little elevated, you can sit more comfortably, go ahead and do that. What you don't want, just make sure you're not hunched over. So do whatever you have to do, sitting on a block or a pillow or something, to make sure you're sitting up nice and straight. And then it doesn't have to be Indian style, it can be, you can stack your legs, you can stagger them like this, whatever feels good for you. We're just gonna open up that neck a little bit before we go into more back work, stretching. So let's go ahead and go ahead and tilt to your right, and then planting that left arm down, really dropping that shoulder down, rooting it to the ground. Or I'm sorry, rooting your right arm, or your left arm, your left, my right, into the ground. And then take that right arm, and give it a nice gentle pull. Very gentle, not too much. You should feel a nice opening right here in your neck. And you're probably gonna notice one side is tighter than the other. Really thinking about driving down this left shoulder away from that ear, planting that hand into the earth. Good. Breathing. Gently releasing it. Let's go to the other side. So this time, tilting to your left, grounding down through that right arm, bring up that left arm, and give it a gentle pull here. And chest or legs, yoga too, very much. you, buddy? He's about to sit in my lap. Just breathing. Good. And if you need to spend more time on one side, because one side's tighter, maybe both are, feel free to pause this and take the time you need to do that. Gently release it on that last exhale, and then let's start to slowly circle your head forward, just side to side. Shoulders are down out of our ears, but we're going from shoulder to shoulder. Getting that neck nice and warm. Good. Nice. Okay. All right, good. Now, one last thing we're going to do, seated, is we're going to go ahead and warm up our sides. So start to reach to one side, so to your right, and then come forward to the other side. You can bend that bottom arm, and then again. Good, buddy. You have to make him move soon. Good. Just make it work for you. You can hold one side, opening it up, and then go to the other side, opening it up. Just feel your side open up here, creating space. It's really what all it's about with the back too, is just creating space in your vertebrae. All right, come forward briefly. Good. All right, and come up. Now I'm going to turn this side. You don't necessarily need to turn, but I'm going to turn so you can see me. We're going to do a couple seated twists here. So let's put our left leg straight out first. Bend that right leg. Now it doesn't have to be as close as mine is. Do whatever it takes, if that means having a block under you, to just make sure you have a nice straight spine. So if it's way out here, that's okay. Go where it works for you. Okay? So then planting your left hand behind you, you're gonna lift up your right arm, and your left leg is, or I'm sorry, your right, left leg is out. So, I'm sorry, your left arm is up, and we're going to either hug that knee, that right knee to you, or if you're a little more open, you can also take it and hook the left elbow on the outside of the right knee, and do a nice turn here, twist. Nice straight back. Remember, our neck is aligned with the rest of our spine. So if you, I don't know if you're able to practice in front of a mirror, it's really helpful for something like this to check yourself, but just try to feel it and think about really grounding through your sits bones into the block or the ground, relaxing those shoulders and breathing. We're bringing out the old blood so new blood can come into our organs. It's truly what these twists do. Holding in that belly too, so it helps protect your back and also deepen the twist. And when we do this, we're only twisting our upper body. We're not trying to twist our lower back. Our lower back does not twist. We don't want it to twist. Good. Last breath here. Good. Release on that exhale. Switching legs now. With our left leg up. Now, plant that left hand behind you. Lift up that right arm. Really think about keeping this right leg nice and active on the ground, by the way. And then you can hug that knee into you as you twist. Or if you're a little more open, you can hook your right elbow on the outside of that left knee. Whatever works for you. Nice straight back, holding that belly in, and breathing. Nice deep breaths here. Good, one last breath. And the exhale, go and rotate up. Okay, now go and plant your feet in front of you. And let's go ahead, if you're up for this. If not, I have a modification for those of you who are not wanting to try this yet. Planting your hands and your feet. We're going to open up your chest. This is to open up our shoulders. We're just going to do a reverse tabletop here. You can let your head hang if that feels good for you. Now, those of you, if that feels good, hold that. With the rest of you in your seated, comfortable seated position with the block under you if you need it, you can clasp your fingers behind you. If that's too much, grab a towel or a strap if you have it, and hold it behind you like this, really opening up that chest with a really nice straight back. Good. That's one up variation. Or clasp your hands behind you, make your palms meet, opening up that chest. And tabletop people, one more breath here. Release on that exhale. Good. Now, and releasing, for those of you who open the chest, we're going to go into that one more time though with the chest to open up one more time. Using your towel if you need it, clasping your hands behind you if that works for you. Trying to keep those palms together. And if you're not there yet, that's fine. And the towel, just take note of how close you are and then try to get closer each time. Opening up that chest, breathing, opening up those shoulders. This really helps our upper back too. Sometimes I like to take a little bit of movement just to open it up a little more. Good. Release it. Okay, now let's go ahead and we're going to go ahead and go onto our hands and knees one more time. But this time, what we're going to do is bring one leg forward. So go and bring, let's start with your right leg, bringing it forward on your mat. Now, you have an option here where you can be in low lunge like this if you want, if that feels good for you. If it doesn't, just put your knee down. If you need to fold the mat so it's easier on your knee or put a blanket under your knee, please go ahead and do so now. And then what we're going to do is plant your left hand right on the inside of your right foot. And then you're just going to reach up once again. Good. Now you can stay here, you can reach back around. You try to get to the top part of your thigh if you want, or your hip. You can grab your shirt, whatever feels good. Maybe it's right here, that's okay. Just feel that shoulder open up. Really nice twist. I feel better here right now, so I'm going to do this. Do what feels good for you. If you want to straighten that back leg, you can. There's lots of different options for you, but do what works for your body. Good. Placing that knee down if it's not already. And then let's go ahead and switch legs. So bringing that left foot forward, planting that right hand on the inside of that right foot, and let's bring up that left arm and look toward the sky. Good, you guys. Reach around if you want. Back hip, turn the thigh, just really opening up. Straighten that back leg if you want to. And gently on that last exhale, release it. Good. Knees back down, coming through. Actually, stepping forward, coming so where your feet are about hip-width apart, and keep your knees bent, and we're going to come into a forward fold. Just letting yourself hang there. You don't have to go far. If you can't go very far, that's fine. If you can't touch the floor, that's okay. Just let yourself hang. That's all we're doing. You can grab both elbows. I will say though, if you are a cancer survivor and going through chemotherapy right now, do this sitting down. Go ahead and sit down and do a forward fold. Those of you, continue to hang here. For those of you who maybe that's too much or you're going through chemo, simply do a forward fold here, trying to keep your back nice and straight, elongating it, creating space in your spine. That's safer on your bones right now. But for those of you who are not getting chemotherapy treatment, just hang here, breathing, keeping those knees bent because our focus is not on our hamstrings. I almost forgot my more straight for a moment. Your focus is on your back. It should feel very nice, releasing. Go ahead and shake your head side to side, nod it, releasing that neck, good. And just hanging here. Nice deep breaths. Now, go ahead and take your hands and place them just gently at the base of your skull. Now, you're not pulling on your head. You can interlace your fingers if that feels better. And then relax your elbows so mine are down by my face. And just make sure you're at the base of your skull and let the weight of your arms naturally pull slightly down on your head. This should create even more space in your vertebrae. Breathing. One more here. Good. Bend your knees all the way, coming down onto your bum. And now we're going to go ahead and come onto our backs. Good. Hugging both of those knees in nice and tight. You can do a little rock here, give your low back a little massage. Good. Go ahead and release one leg. Just hug one leg in. Good. You should feel like a nice release on your back. Keeping your shoulders down away from your ears so they're sinking into the ground. Good. Release that leg, bring the other one in. Still breathing nice and deep. Now taking this leg, crossing it over to the opposite side. Doesn't matter which leg you choose. This is my left. And then stretching that opposite arm out straight. I like to keep the side that leg is on. I like to put my hand on my thigh. That's up to you. You can stretch your opposite arm out straight to the side like in a half T position. And you can look toward that hand for a little extra twist here. So good for our backs. If you're not sure you're feeling it or it's a little too much, try adjusting your foot. Like you can straighten your leg a bit. Just see if that feels better. You might feel a slightly different stretch somewhere. Sometimes I like to play with that. One more breath here. Good. All right, gently bringing that leg back in. Now, like putting that leg back out straight. I'm bringing up my right leg now, or whichever leg is opposite of what you just did. And then cross it over to the other side again, stretching out that opposite arm into a T. And you do have options. You can put both arms on a T if that feels better for you. Adjusting that foot to the right spot to where it feels best in this twist for your back. Nice deep breaths here. Inhale and exhale as we come out of it. Good. Okay, now grab your block. And if you don't have a block and would like one, you can get them on Amazon. You can pretty much get them at any fitness store. Even Target has them. Go ahead and slide your block underneath your low back. So now find the spot where it doesn't feel like you're gonna fall off the block. Like it should feel very stable and really good. You should feel a nice release in your low back when you do this. Yeah, I like to put my arms in cactus, keeping your feet planted on the mat with your legs bent. Your arms in cactus beside you. You can put them on your belly, you can put them next to you, whatever feels best. Just a couple more breaths here. After your last exhale, go ahead and gently roll off your block. And then what you're going to do is go ahead and move the block now so that it is, for ladies, it would be even with your bra strap. Men, you can imagine where that is. So coming down here, situating it to where it feels good for you. Planting your feet down. Now, if this is too much, you can use just like a little towel or blanket, or you can also use a pillow or another block to support your head here. But if this feels good for you, you can go ahead and do it here, this way. Just opening up that upper back. Nice big breaths. Feeling that chest open up in that upper back, letting those shoulders stay away from your ears, melt toward the floor. And again, gently rolling off your block. Good. And then just laying on your back for a moment. And letting your knees drop from side to side. Good. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to come up to the wall. And this is great to do before bed. Now, for ladies who are on their cycle right now, I recommend that you just take a regular Shavasana flat on your back on the floor. But for those of you who are able to, come with me to the wall. So there's a couple different options here. Now, if you have low back issues more than anything, what you can do is go and sit with your bum fairly close to the trim, the corner, if you will, and just enough where your knees, your legs are going to be at a 90-degree angle, and your feet are planted on the wall. Your hands can be by your sides, or they can be on your belly, or cactus arms, whatever feels best for you. This should feel really good on your low back. Really think about letting your back just melt into the floor. This will be your Shavasana. Now, for the rest of you who want more just the whole back overall, you can do, is a little awkward to do, but you can do it, is move your bum up to the corner of the wall. So there you go. All right, so now we're in. And so here, again, you can rest your hands on your belly, you can put them at your sides, cactus, above your head, whatever feels good for you. This is great for getting circulation to reverse a little bit, and it's great to do before bed. It really helps with sleep. It's really great for that. And just nice deep breathing here, starting to relax. We're in our Shavasana now, in our final couple minutes here. Closing off your eyes, let your eyes roll into the back of your head. Release your tongue from the roof of your mouth. Relax your jaw. Release your inner ear. Just breathe and relax into this. We're not going to be here super long, because we don't want your feet to start falling asleep. And if they do, a little bit, you just wiggle your toes. This is really, really good for your body, because the moment we come out of this, you're going to get a flush of new blood through your body. And also start to think about your shoulders melting into the floor, your back thinking about your back having it being as close as possible to the ground, that it's this, every single vertebrae is articulating with the ground. Just relax here for a few breaths. And gently starting to wiggle your toes a bit. And you can stay in this longer if you'd like, but otherwise, try to push yourself away from the wall a little bit. If you're not already away, if you are, go ahead and come onto your side. Even if you're just flat on your back, come onto your side into fetal position just for a moment. Take note of how you're feeling, how your back feels, your neck, your shoulders. Feel a little more open perhaps. And then gently pressing yourself up into a comfortable seated position, facing me. And get the block if you want it. For nice straight posture, nice straight neck. Thank you all for coming and watching this video and doing this with me. I hope your back, neck, and shoulders feel amazing. I will see you next time.